All right, folks, so we have patient 0 and Tyler doing the testing part of doing a vo2 max. So we spent the quality time to make sure everything is calibrated appropriately. You're going to see her current RER is 0.73, her VO is VO2 relative to her body weight is 5.7. Oh, now it's down to 3.8, which we expect to see between 3.5 and 7 because she's literally just standing there in a not so excited stance. Then we can see her heart rate over here, which is, sorry, I got the glare, there you go, 81 beats per minute because she's an in-shape young lady. And so with further ado, I'm going to go ahead and click start, and Tyler's going to go and hit quick start, and then from there we're going to go ahead and increase her speed to 1.7 miles an hour, and we're going to go ahead and increase her incline to 10%. She's going to do 3 minutes at the speed. Boy, this bearing is really shot. It's just the bearing, it hasn't moved for a while. So don't worry, Jess, you're doing great. And now we're going to get some live values as things are changing as she's going on through. So we can see her frequency of her breathing rate. Actually, let's go here so it's be bigger. Her ventilation, liters per minute, tidal time, total seconds, the amount of oxygen she's taking out of the air, the amount of CO2 she's adding, partial pressures, total amount of oxygen she's using, total amount of CO2 she's putting off. And when we come on over, we get to the numbers we're really interested in, where we can see her RER, means she's using mostly fat as a fuel because it's very low intensity. And then we can see her VO2 is sitting at about 8.2, and it's going to keep coming up because she's just adapting to the level of exercise she's at. And that's what we're really interested in, seeing where she ends up with her VO2, and then where she ends up with her RER. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this back over on the charger because honestly, our wonderful charge is not great today, guys. And Tyler is going to yell out the heart rates about every minute so we can see where she's at, and then I'm going to go ahead and yell out what are going to be her RER and VO2 as Jess is doing a great job of climbing that invisible mountain for as long as she can. Now, she's an in-shape person, so we would expect her to be able to keep this up for probably at least the first 4 stages. The 5th stage is probably where it's going to get relatively gnarly for her, but we're going to go ahead and kind of talk our way through it. So on the scale in front of you, Jess, right now, up high on the wall, the rating perceived exertion, hold up the number that you think this currently is. A 0. Fair enough. No, that's okay. If it feels ridiculously easy, it's because it should be, because once again, you're a young, healthy, in-shape individual, and walking up a flight of stairs should not be something that's exhausting. Now, I don't know if I can say the same thing about your boyfriend, but that's more or less due to the fact that he skips leg day. Thank you again for doing this, Jess, and tolerating with our annoyances and insanity, mostly mine. Okay. So once Jess gets to 3 minutes, we're going to go on up. Currently, her heart rate is only 105 beats per minute. Her RER is sitting at 0.73, and her VO2 is currently at 13.5. Actually, 13.9 is the highest that we've seen so far. So go figure. Jess has a high enough VO2 that she can live on her own and get her own groceries. We were very concerned. But in all reality, being able to keep up this pace for a long period of time does literally mean that she can live on her own. So that gives you kind of a benchmark when we're talking about older individuals or individuals that are handicapped in one way or another, having the aerobic base to actually perform the activities in normal life without being exhausted. Okay, we're now coming up on 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and increase her up to 2.5 miles an hour, and we're going to go ahead and increase that incline to 12.
What's your RPE says?
Give her, yeah, what's the RER right now? Oh, hold us the number. It's the number on the wall. 1 to 10. 3 or 4 is what I think she's saying through the mask because it kind of muffles everything they're saying. Now her heart rate has now gone up to 119 beats per minute, which makes sense because now she's walking at a steeper incline and at a greater pace. Her VO2 has now jumped up to 18.9, but it's still going to be her body is going to be reaching homeostasis at this state, so it's still effectively trying to equilibrate with it, and due to this effectual calibration of her body's systems, her breathing rate's going to increase, her body's ability to utilize aerobic energy systems by vasodilation to those muscles she's using in her whole body are going to enhance, and we're now seeing her RER is still at 0.77, which means once again she's still mostly using fat as a fuel. Now, we're looking for 3 things when she hits her VO2 max. 1, her heart rate no longer goes up. 220 minus her age since she's 24 years old. We figure her max heart rate's going to be 196 beats per minute. but we figure that's going to be inaccurate by possibly up to 10%, which means once she gets over 176 beats per minute, we're going to be paying a lot more attention because she could be getting close to the end. When her RER gets over 1.1, we're definitely going to be getting close to the end. And then, as you suspect with the VO2 max, when her VO2 number no longer increases, she's at her max because the number's not going up anymore. But she can go more into the anaerobic systems, which means she can push herself further, but we're not getting any good information from that. So we're going to have her stop the test, so that way she's not going to risk injuring herself, because knowing the family line that she comes from, they don't exactly have the best off button when they decide to be competitive. All right, she's now at 5 minutes. The tank tread no longer sounds like my arthritic knees. She's at 134 beats per minute. So she's still aerobic, we're still seeing that RER. It's now up to 0.84, so she's had a pretty even mix between carbohydrates and fats. And her VO2 is now up to 22.7. So she's doing great. What would you say that rating RP is now? You can hold up the fingers. She's saying it's a 4. Nice. No, it's 8. It's your opinion, and whatever you think it is what it is, okay? That's the problem with ratings of perceived exertion. It's very subjective. So what is one person's 10 because you made them walk is another person's 0 because it's like, this is walking at a slow pace. So you're doing great, Jess. 15 more seconds, and we're going to go ahead and increase up to 3.4 miles an hour at a 14% grade. And then we're going by round numbers, or by 0.5. We'll go to 4 and then 4.5 for every 3 after that. And also be jumping up by 2, incline until we get to 20, then it's just you. Yeah, mall walk, there's a sale, and if you don't get there, you need to get that last roll of toilet paper. You need to get that last roll of toilet paper. What's Ping going to do if he doesn't have toilet paper? What's going to happen to your dog? You're doing this for Colonel, Jess. You're doing this for Colonel. I don't want your black lab to look more brown. All right. Hey, sometimes you got to find ways to motivate. So, once again, our body's getting used to this. Heart rate jumped up immediately to 148. VO2 is sitting at 24.2, but it's still rising. And her RER is at a 0.857. So we still got a lot left in the tank. She's doing great. She's doing great.
So RPE says.
RPE of 5, she thinks. No one can feel this for you, Jess. You have to feel this for yourself, okay?
Actually, someone in the building.
That was, I think, something falling in the decks. Could be one of the old posters.
Could be on it.
Or the ghost of all the students that disappointed me. Okay. VO2 is 30.5. There we go, Jess. Now, remember, guys, well-trained or a recreationally trained college female, we expect to see a VO2 between 40 and 45 maximum. Okay? And she's already at about 30, and it turns out she's got a lot left. Now, to be fair, this machine is old, and her RER is now sitting at 0.96, which means she's getting close to having to tap into more anaerobic metabolism. She might have a little bit of burning going on in her calves or quads or hams or glutes, something involving with the striding, and that's completely normal. Heart rate's at a $164, so we figure we probably got about 2 stages left before she's probably going to be topped out. And like I said, you do your best. Whenever you feel like you've gone as far as you're going to make it, that's fine, Jess, and we really appreciate you doing it because it meant Tyler and I didn't have to do it. That's the most important thing. Yeah, VO2 of 31. 31's been our highest so far. All right, 20 more seconds and we're going up again. Tyler, if you don't mind, heart rates every 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds?
Every 30 seconds.
Okay.
After this one. All right, Jess, you got this, girl. 4.2.
Got a heart rate of 163.
You got this, Jess. There you go. Yep, it's that awkward walk jog. It's that awkward walk jog. You can jog it. It's whatever you feel comfortable doing. I want you to go there and try to be as comfortable as you can be with how uncomfortable the test is. 35.9 for the VO2 now, guys.
Heart rate 171.
RER of 0.98 and getting 0.99, so we're getting really close to her having to switch over and start relying more on anaerobic metabolism. She's doing really, really good. Colonel got away, and you know he's going to make you earn it now. He's going to make you earn it. Alright, so now her RER has gone over 1. So what this tells us is this is the intensity when she gets to a heart rate of about 179 beats per minute. She's now having to switch over and use more anaerobic metabolism to keep up that output, which is really good, meaning her anaerobic threshold is probably going to end up being about 75 to 80% of her max, which lets you know she's a pretty in-shape individual for the aerobic capacity that she has. So she's going to keep going and doing the best. Jess does work out, and she also likes to lift weights a lot. Does Jess do a lot of long distance running? No. She does not do long distance running. So it turns out we're not going to see anything spectacular with the VO2 max, though she right now is sitting at 47.5. Instead, she's just going to keep doing her best, and like anything else, she's showing that she's in pretty good shape even without doing a lot of very specific training for aerobic performance. Great job, great job.
Now we have a heart rate of 184.
Good. RER of 1.2. And, yep, the VO2 is seemingly holding relatively steady, so if she wants, we'll go to the next stage, but if we don't see it go up at all, that's completely normal. She's gone as high as she's going to get, and that's okay. Oh, no, still going up. Sorry, Jess. You're still getting better.
You go as long as you want to, Jess. This is your show.
Bingo. Yeah, you're at 42. You're an in-shape adult. 46.1.
Heart rate's 186.
RR 1.15, so she is earning it. You got this, Jess. You got this, girl.
You want to try the next stage, Sis?
It's your choice. Hey, if you only make it 30 seconds, just try to make it 1 minute through the stage. Just 1 minute through the stage, Jess. That's okay. Because it's going to go up to 5 miles an hour at 18. You just try to hold on as long as you can, and when you need to, you grab the handles, you get your feet off to the side, okay? All right, go for it. We're going up. There you go.
Good, Sis.
Run up that hill, Jess. Run up that hill.
Good.
Heart rate of 187, guys.
Good.
VO2 of 45. Now we treat up better system. Heart rate still at 187. Is she going up at all recently? All right, Jess, whenever you're ready, go ahead and call it. Okay, hop those feet off, hop those feet off. And great job. Awesome. All right, guys, and that is the end of the study. Jess did a great job. We're going to go ahead and get her free of our happy little mask. Let's make sure we don't yank out her ponytail. And that was awesome work. Now, she hit a maximal heart rate of 187 beats per minute, and then she stayed there for almost a full minute at 187 beats per minute, Tyler?
Yeah, 187.
Yeah, she stayed there for almost a full minute, which means she had hit her max. Anything that we're going to do further from that was just going to make her feel even more miserable, because that was pretty miserable to start, right?
Pretty rough, yeah.
Exactly. So she did really good, and now we're going to go ahead and look at her data that we've got on the computer, and we'll be able to show you everything that she was able to do, and this will be for what you guys are talking through at your actual lab. So now we've got all this information. Now here's what's really cool, is the red line is her VCO2, the blue line is her oxygen. So you can literally see that moment right at the 9-minute mark when we got up to that 4.4 miles an hour, or 4.2 and 16%, Greg? Yeah. Where you really see her switch over and having to use more anaerobic metabolism. You can see how aerobically, see how she topped out, and even though we went up higher, it still didn't go up at all, which means let's finish the test because there's no point in possibly hurting her when she gave us such great effort, and we already have all the good information that we're going to get. So then I go and I click on Preview Report. So it's going to go ahead and give us all this information. So we can now go ahead and see the information that we entered initially about her. And when we go down, we can go ahead and see the numbers that she managed to attain as we're going through minute by minute. So you can literally see the point at which she switches over into more of anaerobic metabolism. You can see that RER go over, and then we can also see how she hits that maximal VO2 of, notice it's 40.5, but that's averaged over 30 seconds. And so it wasn't the actual peak of what she was breathing, where that's why I told you that she hit 46 once or twice, because it turns out Jess is not a long-distance athlete. That's okay. She gave us really great effort, and now we have all this data, and specifically this data for you guys to go ahead and go through, and then to go ahead and report in for your lab. So this is going to give us a little bit more information. And then last but not least, you can see maximal data. And remember, guys, make sure that you're keeping in mind what we put in, or what we gave you guys as far as information for her numbers with heart rate as she was going through, as long as her RPE. And the last 2 minutes of the stage, what would you, or the test, what would you say the RPE was?
Definitely a 9, 10.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure. So, great work. All right, thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day.